The production possibilities curve, one of the earliest models that you will study or learn about in your economics course. So, as was mentioned earlier, the PPC is a model that economists have developed to explain the concepts of scarcity, choice, and opportunity cost. So, what is the PPC, or the production possibilities curve? Basically, it's a curve that shows the maximum combination of goods and services that can be produced by an economy in a given time period, if all resources in the economy are being used fully and efficiently, and the state of technology is fixed. So basically, it's a curve that shows the maximum combination of goods and services that an economy can produce, assuming all resources are employed and they are used efficiently, and the state of technology doesn't change. These are the assumptions on which the model is built. The PPC represents the country's potential output. Here's what a PPC looks like. It is that black curve right here. Let's assume we're looking at an economy that produces capital goods and consumer goods. The economy can produce any point on this black curve, its PPC. So, for example, point A or point B, or any point within the production possibilities curve. At point A and point B, this means that all resources are fully employed and used efficiently. So any point on the curve means that all resources are employed and used efficiently. So how does the PPC illustrate the concepts of scarcity, choice, and opportunity cost? Well, first of all, because there's a limit to what the economy that can produce, this illustrates the concept of scarcity. If there was no scarcity, there would be no curve, there would be no limit. So think of that as the boundaries or the limits of what the economy can produce. Moreover, say for example the economy is producing at point A, so it's producing a certain quantity of consumer goods and a certain quantity of capital goods. If the economy wanted to increase the production of capital goods and move up to point B, this can only happen by producing less consumer goods. Why? Because we're already assuming that the economy is on its PPC and all resources are fully employed. So this can be used to illustrate the concept of choice and opportunity cost. If you are moving from one point on the curve to another, there is an opportunity cost, because the assumption is if you are on the curve, all the resources are fully employed and used efficiently. So moving from point A to point B means increasing the production of capital goods, and the opportunity cost is the amount of consumer goods that you sacrifice or you give up. So what about points that are under the curve or within the PPC? Well, the assumption is points under the curve represent combinations of output where there is some unemployment and there is inefficiency. When the economy is producing within its production possibilities curve or under the PPC, it is possible for production of both goods to increase without there being an opportunity cost. So moving from point C to point D, you can see that the production of both consumer goods and the production of producer goods or capital goods has increased, and there is no opportunity cost there, because there is already the economy is already operating within its PPC, and there is either unemployment or inefficiency. Now, what if the quantity or the quality of resources increases, or the state of technology is improved? There are advancements in technology. Well, what would happen is that the PPC would shift outwards. So the PPC will only shift outwards if the quantity or the quality of resources increases, or there has been new, better technology. So point E here on the curve shows that due to the shift in PPC, there's an increase in resources or new technology. So remember, the PPC will only shift outwards if there's an increase in the quantity or quality of resources or improvements in technology. Now, if there is war or a natural disaster, the opposite would happen. The PPC would shift inwards to the inside, because that means that the quantity or the quality of resources will have actually decreased. after a war or natural disaster. Now, point F, or any point that is outside the country's PPC, shows an unattainable combination of output, given the current amount of resources and the state of technology. So, with the current amount and the current quality of resources and the current state of technology, this point outside the PPC is unattainable. So here's basically what a PPC looks like with all different points. Remember, any points on the PPC itself, like point A and point B, assume that all resources are fully employed and used efficiently. Any points within the PPC assume that there is either unemployment or inefficiency or both. If there's an improvement in the quantity or quality of resources or advancements in technology, the PPC will shift outwards. Point F, which is outside the PPC, is an unattainable combination of output given the current amount of resources and the state of technology.